First, we prepare the cake base. And for it, we need 10 eggs because we're going to bake it in a large baking sheet. We separate the yolks from the whites. Whip egg whites with salt, then add 5 tablespoons of sugar. When we've whipped the egg whites into a meringue, after about 5 minutes, we add 100 grams of roasted ground hazelnuts, 2 tablespoons of all-purpose flour, and 5 grams of baking powder. Then we combine everything with a wooden spoon or spatula. The mixture obtained this way is ready to go into the baking pan. A large baking pan, 42 by 32 centimeters. We grease it very thinly with oil, and then we place parchment paper. We'll lightly grease this edge with oil too, so the crust doesn't stick too much. And then we put the entire mixture for the cake base. We spread it evenly and take the cake base to bake in a preheated oven at 180 degrees. While the first cake base is baking, we prepare another one in exactly the same way. After 15 minutes, the cake base is baked. I'll take it out of this pan right away to put the second cake base to bake. The next thing we do is cook the filling. We pour 600 milliliters of milk into a pot and put it on the stove to boil. Add 2 chocolate puddings, 80 grams, into the bowl. We add 5 tablespoons of sugar and 150 milliliters of milk. Now we whisk everything until there are no lumps. Over the pudding, we Over the pudding, we pour the boiling milk and mix everything together. Wash the pot, return pudding mixture to it, and cook on the stove. We stir over medium heat so it doesn't burn. When the pudding reaches this consistency, we can remove it from the heat. Into the hot pudding, we add 100 grams of dark chocolate. We cover the pudding with a bag or foil and leave it to cool completely. The remaining 20 egg yolks go into a pot. Add 10 tablespoons of sugar and whisk until yolks lighten and double in size. Into a larger pot than the one with the yolks, we've poured 1 to 2 centimeters of water and turned on the medium heat. Cook egg yolks over steam for 10 to 15 minutes. The water must not touch the bottom of the pot. After 12 minutes of cooking, we add 200 grams of dark chocolate. Remove from heat when chocolates melt and combine with yolks and sugar. Just in time, my time is up. Beep, 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 beep. And we cover this cream with foil and leave it to cool. When our fillings have cooled 250 grams of softened butter, we beat with 50 to 100 grams of powdered sugar. Then we will break up the cooled pudding. Add yolk and chocolate cream to batter and whisk it all together. When we whip those two parts, it looks like this. Add the third part of chocolate pudding in 2 to 3 goes and mix it. If your pudding is firmer than this filling you've whipped, add some filling to the pudding and whip it all together. This way your pudding breaks up more easily, no lumps. And this first filling is ready. We'll keep it in the refrigerator until we assemble the cake. Whip 200 grams of whipped cream with 300 milliliters of sparkling water. You can also use whipping cream. And now we add about 180 to 200 grams of sour cream to it. That's about 1 small tub of sour cream. And then we'll also add 200 grams of this white hazelnut nougat cream. And we whisk everything together again. We'll then add 100 to 200 grams of roasted ground or blended. We'll then add 100 to 200 grams of roasted, blended or ground hazelnuts. I have 100 grams here. And we add 100 grams of grated or blended chocolate. And then we mix everything together. And the second filling is ready. Measure the cake bases and then cut them. The cake can also be round with a diameter of 28 centimeters. If you choose a round mold, you will bake 4 cake bases from 5 egg whites each. Now comes the part where we fill the cake. Cake base, dark filling, light filling, and so on until the end. We put 1/4 of the filling and spread it evenly. I always choose to use this ring around square cakes, and I can tell you it's a great investment. This filled cake first goes into the fridge to set, and only then do we decorate.